You with me on that? You're going to give them the lookbooks and the email and your website and whatever and let them go out and take orders. Y'all, anybody can sell $100 in Mary Kay. Anybody can sell $200 in Mary Kay. And to be quite honest, if they come back and say, oh, I couldn't sell $100, you know what it means to me? They're just lazy and it frees me up because I didn't want to work with them anyway. It really is that easy to sell $100 in Mary Kay. So that right there is how you make sure and you break even on the class itself. And then everything that you actually sell that day is above and beyond. That's profit into your pocket. Okay, now let's talk about booking, how to actually work through this with your hostess and with your prospect. Okay, when it comes to booking your appointments, I want you to think cultural relevance. We want to remain culturally relevant. And I want you to think about this. We want to be using words as we are involving our customer base and as we're positioning ourselves in the marketplace. We want to be using buzzwords that they're hearing every day right now in the marketplace. So I'm going to give you a series of phrases that I consider to be buzzwords that your prospects and your customers are already hearing every day. Here are some of those. Private event. A private event with you as the guest of honor. You're going to have a private event. Private event. Think about this. How many of you have ever got a phone call from a restaurant or a bar in town and you have been the recipient, you have earned your own private event where you're going to be the guest of honor. And they're going to allow you to bring 15 of your closest friends to this private event where you are the guest of honor and they're going to serve a free appetizer. And it cost them maybe 35 cents for the free appetizer, and they made all the money of your 3-4 hours there hanging out at the club because you were the guest of honor. But guess what? You felt important, and that's what we're going for. You can still use the word hostess. I still sometimes slip and say the word hostess, but I find that they are more receptive when I treat them as the guest of honor than as the hostess. Because as the hostess, I'm reinforcing a message that they're going to have to do the work. And what I want them to understand is that I'm going to do most of the work. All they're doing is the guest list. Okay, another couple of buzzwords. Private event with you as the guest of honor. Facial treatments featuring anti-aging skincare products and mineral makeup. Facial treatments, anti-aging skincare products, mineral makeup. How frequently do they hear those words? Everywhere they go today. Can you flip open one magazine without skincare ads and mineral makeup jumping out and hitting you? Any department store that you go into, any even mass retailer that you go into, they're talking about mineral makeup and anti-aging. Mineral makeup and anti-aging. It's everywhere, okay? So if you were going to put all these buzzwords together, it would sound something like, as a guest of honor, you would receive up to $200 in a free shopping spree customized with your choice of anti-aging products and mineral makeup. You with me on that? Now notice I said up to 200. I said receive up to 200. The reason I phrase it like that is I used to say earn. You can earn $200 in free. And these are all just little teeny tiny things that are woven into the psychology of how you say the words. And it's true, they are earning that, but what do they hear in every ad, every promotion, everywhere they go today? Up to. Right? Receive. They don't say, earn. So I'm going to receive up to $200 in free shopping spree, customized with their own choice of anti-aging products and mineral makeup. Now, let's talk about the words to say. How do you get up to that? That's your buzz phrase, okay? That's the main thing that you want to focus on right there. But how do you get up to that point? If you are a new consultant, so if this is your very first Power Start that you're booking, or you're working with people that you don't know, in other words, you've already worked beyond your friends and family, you're now into rebookings, where you're holding an appointment and booking new appointments off of that, or where you're meeting people out and about in the marketplace. Use the Power Start booking script on my website. But let's say these are some people that maybe you've already had a class with them before. You've already held an appointment. You've already done a facial. They've already been a hostess for you before. How many of you have ever been desperate for some business? Okay, where like you got a big old goal and you got squat on your date book. You know, you have a snow white calendar and you are bent on reaching some goals this month. This is your month. You are going to win that car. You're going to earn that car. You're going to earn the prize. You're going to win the promotion that your director has put out there. You're excited and you're ready to make a change. And so now you are newly energized and motivated to go from zero to hero in your business. Yes? Okay, there have been more than one occasion where I have been known to call and say, listen, I really can't afford to take no for an answer, so go ahead and name your price. What's it going to take? Okay? And I will tell you, my ratio is actually higher with that approach than with a formal booking script. I don't know why. It makes us real. It makes us goofy. I don't know what it is, okay? But for whatever reason, I have really good results with that. Listen, I really need your help. And this can be somebody that, let's say that maybe you've asked them a few times or it just hasn't ever worked out. You can say, listen, I know we've talked about this before. I know, we were going to do it a few times. We kept canceling and things kept happening. But I have a really big goal that I'm working toward. And if you will help me with this, I will never ask you to help me a day again in my life. I just want you to know right now, though, that I really can't afford to take no for an answer, so go ahead and name your price. What's it going to take? And guess what? You're going to get the appointment. And this is where you buck up. In between when you get it booked and when you get it held, you better develop some skill. Okay? Because you want to be able to capitalize on it and use it and work from there. That's what happened to me after my very first Power Start. In other words, my 30 faces in 30 days came to a very abrupt Power Stop because I didn't open the manual. I didn't read the training. I didn't think I had time. I literally thought, how hard can this be? I'll figure this out. I've seen a couple people do facials. And so I did it. I winged it, wung it, however you say that. And guess what? I had pretty good sales. Did I have any skill? Zero. I had no skill, but I was excited, I was committed, and the product sells itself. So all I had to do was shut up, let them play with the stuff, and I had some great sales. But I've noticed people don't normally book themselves. Even today, as a national sales director, record breaker in our company, I don't open my window in the morning and have a line of people out my door just begging to do business with me. Okay? So what happens then is, for whatever reason, when I was there, when I went through that first round of 30 faces, and I did not have one single rebooking off of that, I had to go back and use this exactly what I'm telling you right now. Listen, I so appreciate your help in my practice Power Start. I inserted a word, practice. I so appreciate your help in my practice Power Start. It really helped me practice a lot, and I developed a lot of really great skills. Now I think I'm ready to do this for real. And I need your help. And listen, I need one more class. Whatever you want to say there, you can just ad-lib and be real. But the thing is that you've got to have the gumption that people want to help. Nobody likes a wimpy consultant. Nobody likes a wimpy woman, for that matter. We're not talking about being pushy. That's the opposite end of the spectrum here. What I'm talking about is being passionate and being excited and being convicted and having fun with what you're doing. Having a little bit of gumption. And when you know what? The world has a way totally, every time, the world makes way for people who know where they're going.